one size fits all, right? Frustrations, all is really the new or emerging feature their leadership competence. So I mean, well, let's say well, you didn't hear that maybe just because now, or in the first case, they might have, in the third situation, that's really you go through it. Let's there's a no. Okay, so is the always the big picture, which we experience on daily basis. And talk to those people is a consumer, right? Amazon also have Airbnb, so which is changing the accommodation printers, right? Uh, the needs of the bigger markets. That's the whole, I mean, the healthcare organization. I will give another example. Even Walgreens and what they are doing now, they are so affordable, more convenient. I have heard Walgreens is partnering. They are piloting. They call it to treat established long-term relations. That's a disruption in healthcare. Now, I'm going back to base. Normally, I want people to just learn the simplicity, efficiency, changing so quickly, which I don't even need to. Okay, in all those online teaching, education, all your reverse relationship, leadership, inclusive mindset, organizations that act as a trusted partner development also provides diversification of the control of their career. Because how that comes to the slides. Somebody already into the workplace mobility. Now, work can take, particularly now where what we are going through. So that one environment, that's the one challenge. Now, there are the challenges to workflow management of a diverse workforce. People. So we have the challenge, the inclusion and equity. Okay, I am clicking to the get to the. So, okay, Andrew, if you are clicking, can you click on to the adaptability? But how should we? So this is the one is have to be. What do I mean by that? Taking and taking unorthodox, unconscious. So we know Uber actually did is they set up a website, thousands of potential drivers to its services, profits by buying cars, right? So the the Uber valuation is it was $120 billion. Now the second one I'm going to talk about is here we work, right? Then computer program and it is a should be brought power to the thoughts. And the last one is situations. That's really so leaders. You might, I mean, the free occur, right? Without sometimes your right? So how self quickly to react quickly. And what I want to share is the we heard right last year 2019 right even though no crimes were committed all the incidents with the CEO um, Kevin damage he started was out and the company personal statement and the second step he took is of the problem against discrimination. Our practice led to this, and he added, I am accountable, calling him elevated, investigate, and to do everything to prevent discrimination, and will be back. He met two gentlemen in person, and also he like over 80,000 locations have all the they call anti-discrimination bias training, right? In that crisis situation, the one and want to say is you need to do this, recalibrate to react. Don't let, and then the other three I'm not going to go through. Your
Yeah,
turn.
yeah. So I think this is um, a, address the shifts and change. We're seeing that right now, are the place that we find ourselves in right now. To Jeff Bolton and to prepared us for a time such as this, right? So I think those are leadership positions, but to expose, investigate, find, skip a couple of things and go directly to unconscious bias and affinity bias, but ducks. So there are the at the bottom. And so one of the things we have to recognize, oftentimes, again, this unconscious bias edge, even recognize that there's this yellow things that we'd have to be mindful of is I have to take a good assessment to see who we might be leaving out and who to do really quickly while I'm talking is on the group that you think might be the in group. What I'd also like for you to do is to kind of, I want you to just think about that are felt by the out group. If you can type those in the in group and we have the out group. Now, one in group and out group status is affinity bias. They may not even necessarily know. That becomes important for us to kind of recognize to recognize who's in my group, who's not in my. I said this in the last session, and I just want to. 51% is the winner. Not with you could be an unconsiderable number of people to try that I hit my double standards. Two the same. And so sometimes we have a double standard, like the functions that I have, the color of the duck, you're catching my metaphor, right? So the color of the eggs, does it matter what that duck looks? Know that different species of duck on. But I did want us to think about this double standard bias and how we have to be mindful fit in when we haven't even told them what the fit unconscious bias piece, and then we'll move on. Certain people get allocated with who do we tell that the insider practice in the workplace. And so, JP, I'll give you
creating a sense of belonging. Kind of, I call it the trial time. I'm creating, right, for feeling valued, recognized. So we do have. I have to move it quickly. I want you to just everybody, however that person feel about it. Does she feel valued? The employee feel recognized? Normally, she just get a thank you, appreciate it, right? A different team member, it treated different her ideas at the meetings to make double efforts to be truly recognized. When they presented the issues, how would you make this research? So I really wish to treat those, but let's go to the called hierarchy of needs. Just esteem, right? I mean, we as humans want to be have a failure and workplace, right? And then the second belonging to or not. Well, I'm going to share let me move this one here. So matters. This is written by Doug. So what in this way human leadership? Happening is, as a parent, you want your fulfilled, and he said taking care of people. That's how he defines it, and he's safe. That sense of this famous story. I think St. Louis-based manufacturer called Orders due to the impact of Bob Chapman came together big money. They want to save. They refuse to let a single employee, all employee, everybody, including leaders. Okay, so what I mean happens now? The employee morale went up. And then during unpaid time, express our gratitude to the company. Sense of belonging is creating passion among employees. Example is paid 1 or 2 weeks with those who could not afford difficult time for everybody. That woman leadership to tell people sense of belonging. Um, you probably watch Silence Nexus. Love of a job is not the work we are doing. Kissing the way we feel that someone wants us to achieve more is giving us fulfillment. You would have, I mean, employee will have more time to talk more, and so as
So yeah, so I want skills that we can develop, right? And so clear examples, and I make her and physician relation inclusive leaders, and so leadership of our organization for that. Our goal for this is that we really look at these in this time of chaos and ambiguity. One of the things that we can these 5 inclusive leadership traits and self via email if you have and also recognize that we're doing it for your work group, and we look forward to. Thank you.
thank you everybody. Thank
Put it in the chat room, and also we'll send it out slide in an email shortly after this. Thank you so much for all the thank yous. We really appreciate your time. Yep, just send us an email.
email forward. Any
Thank you. Have a great day.
Andrew, can we well after this